The life force of your bond, a power like light itself, unseen for generations, a dyad in the force. Force is strong with this one.
Dartman86 joined the Dyad squadron.
Hey, Kenny, thank you for that opening membership to Dyad Squad. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dyad in the Force, episode 128. This episode, unplanned, but it was supposed to be a takeover episode for Sawyer to do a Pride episode, but that's going to happen on Monday, 4:30 Pacific. So if you guys want to check that out, I'm not too sure what's happening with that episode. I just know that Sawyer has something huge planned with Molly Damon as a guest. I don't know any of the other guests, but tune in Monday at 4:30 Pacific and support a galaxy of pride. Today's episode is about new stories in Star Wars. Now, we've done this episode quite a few times to speculate about what movies we'd like to see here and there, but I'd like to challenge everyone in the chat as well as everyone on the panel to create something new. This is about something completely new, a story that needs to be told in Star Wars that is a new character, just something. It doesn't have to be specific. You don't have to come up with a backstory or a name or anything like that. Just something you'd like to see happen in Star Wars that we've not seen. Well, I'm not asking you if you want a solo Billard Valance movie, but yeah.
I think it'd carry.
But we'll start there. Choco, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Life has been busy. New job. Right now, my apartment is a disaster because I got a bunch of big boxes with a bunch of equipment, and I'm putting it all together. and it's fun. And also, hopefully, I shouldn't have any connection issues. I swapped routers, and this one has actually been running pretty damn well, and I haven't run into the same issue. So it might have been the router. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
I always say that routers have a 2-year lifespan until things start showing signs of like, why is technology so rapid? Anyways, we are joined by friends of the channel and friends of the Dyad. Cal4, who streams on Kick.com
and
as well
YouTube.
as YouTube
and
now.
Twitch.
And Twitch.
Everywhere, kind of.
But you're trying to make the move, right?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody? Let them know what you do and where to find you.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much anywhere that like a username can exist, you can pretty much find me at Cal4 on there. Sometimes there's a period between my first and last name, but pretty much everywhere is that. Just big Star Wars nerd who likes to play a lot of video games with a lot of really cool people. So consider dropping by whenever you can.
Check
Love
them
to
out
have
on
you.
Squad Up Saturdays.
Heck yeah. Going live right after this.
Awesome. And we're joined by Taika Waititi.
It's true.
How's it going, Aiden?
Pretty good. Life is very busy right now. Similar to Choco, I've just moved into a new place. My place is a mess, but as long as the frame is clear, that's all that matters.
You got the California sun behind you.
Yeah, as well as the California 5.
The 5. Why don't you let everybody know where they can find you and what you do, what you talk about, other than Valence?
Yeah, well, I mostly talk about him, but if we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Hayden. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter on Twitter and Instagram at MCUYTD. On TikTok at taika.ytd. I'm planning on making a comeback. I've just been very busy this quarter with a lot of things. But I also have a podcast called Kessel Run Relay. We're currently on a break, just like a short break because, life is busy and whatnot. But, there it is. There's my graphic that I made. Forgot I made that, to be honest.
It's a great graphic.
Thank you. I also have stickers with the graphic. I don't have the logo with me, but we have our little stickers that we gave out at Star Wars Celebration. But it's a podcast with some of my besties, Liv and Emily, and we are #SoloNation. So I feel like this is a very good episode for me to be on.
Yes. So today's Real Fans Would Know is the Solo edition. So if you've seen it recently, or if you're a big fan of Solo, try not to do bad on this one. It's not about what you know. It's about how often you can guess right. That's
How pedantic can you be?
If I lose this one, I have to quit my podcast, I think.
Gasp.
I mean,
No, this is pretty pedantic. We don't expect you, although you'll probably get all of mine. So,
shout out to everyone in the chat. We have Kenny, Early Crew, Eliana, Lakayam Y'all on TikTok, K-Pop Times, Latistry. Hello, fellow Star Wars fans. I am Asian Batgirl. We have Cal4. I wonder who that is. Xanatos 1138, whose name is David, and now I call him David Xanatos from Gargoyles.
Nice.
We have Marianne in chat. Hello, Marianne. Rams Howe, St. Pat. We have actually a couple of people also in the chat saying some of their, I guess, high-level concepts for new stories. Let's see. Now, Ilyana says, Obi-Wan year on the run, don't care if it don't count. I was about to say, it doesn't count because that's not a new story, but I would like to see a year on the run. Let's see, Xanatos, the story that needs to be told, Rogue Squadron. Now, I will ask you to elaborate on that because that could potentially have someone that's not new in it. But if you're looking for like a new story with just a whole new Rogue Squadron, that would count. An exploration of slavery in the galaxy. Nice. I would love to see the Jedi destroy the Zygerian Empire and have people still say that they don't care about slavery.
yeah, I mean, just knowing that side of the fandom, I would like to specify the stance is anti. You never know.
You know, I think it comes down to sometimes just like how much we say this all the time, right? How much power could you possibly wrest from the galaxy to make sure that slavery of no kind exists? You know?
Yeah, it's always a tough topic, but it's the Superman dilemma, of course, because right, Superman exists and he stopped crime, but crime still exists. The only way for him to make it not exist is to rule the world with an iron fist, and that's that leads to some problems, you know.
Yeah. Kenny says my OC Mando X Inquisitor Rob Business reminds me of Douglas Sunvale, but
oh my god. Pour one out.
His entire point is to show cultural appropriation. Is he Mando? Is he Empire? Hopefully my character can end the debate on Boba and many other characters. Hopefully not.
When you say Rob, just the name Rob makes me think he's from New Jersey. He's trying to be a DJ. And then like,
hi, I'm Rob Vizsla. Check out my SoundCloud.
I can imagine that. Purevolume.com/Rob Vizsla.
Hell yeah. That's pretty sick, actually.
Listen, if I start my rap career, I'm gonna go by Rob Vizsla. Thank you.
Right on. Jackson, happy I didn't miss this one, says a story that needs to be told. Origins of the Sith Empire dub. Now, technically, that is new, so I will accept that. So let's get straight into it. Hayden, I know you didn't have much time to prepare for this one, but
Nope.
give us your kind of high level of a story that has never been told in Star Wars.
Oh, I forgot I had to come up with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I was just going to be the peanut gallery for everyone
Well,
else's.
Well, okay.
Let's see. Give us 3 acts.
3 acts.
Yeah.
If I'll give you
17 characters.
1.5.
I mean, we can always come back to you if you need a little bit more time to.
Okay.
to
If
cook it
we're counting Legends, this technically hasn't happened, but could happen. I'd like to see Janek Sunber. For those of you guys who've read Star Wars Empire, the anthology series that ran from 2002 to 2006, there's a character called Janek Sunber who goes to the academy at Karita and is a childhood friend of Luke Skywalker's. And he unknowingly helps Luke infiltrate this Imperial base that has a lot of slaves, and he is like conflicted between what he's been told about the Empire and what he learned from Luke, because he knows, like, at least in his Empire riddled brain, that it's wrong, but it's all he knows. So he's just kind of been conflicted. There's 2 sides in him that are kind of conflicting, and I've only read issue 1 of the continuation of that series, which is Star Wars Rebellion, but it kind of goes into the same thing. Exactly, Jacob. We stand Janek Sunber. Now, the reason why I want this to be told is because the academy at Karita is where Han and Valance went when they went to the academy. So
the time
if I
period
could have
that
all
sparked
3
an
of them,
epic romance.
Like everything I'm hearing right now is just 6 degrees from Valance.
No, that's basically all Star Wars is. Like, let's be real here. But if you have Han, Valance, and Janek Sunber all in the same squadron, or at least the same class at Karita, I think that's my peak story. I want an Imperial Cadet Volume 2 so badly. It's only 5 issues long, and it's truly one of the most underrated Star Wars comics out there. But it's so good, and I need a Volume 2, and it would be the perfect time to reintroduce Janek Sunber back in the canon.
Now,
but yes, Janek has one of the most interesting character arcs ever. So true. Support from the chat.
I love that, but I'm also going to say that doesn't count. Because it has Han, it has Valance, like a totally new story, away from Star Wars characters that we know and love. Of course, everyone loves their characters. I'm sure I'm sure some people out there were thinking, oh, let's introduce Jaina Solo as a new character, but like, I want to be strict about this.
Damn.
So if we need to come back to you, we can. Does anybody have something right now?
I'm on the fence. I'm gonna call it half credit.
Thank you.
I'll
take half credit.
I have a half credit and a whole credit.
I'm giving the half credit because I love it. I love the story. But
Okay.
I'd like to challenge you to go somewhere
We can go
we've
more
not
out
gone
there.
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof, I don't want to do that.
I mean, one of my one of the stories that I always default to is Domina, but that doesn't count. That wouldn't count. Not for this prompt specifically.
Well, side note, I still think that there should be a Succession style show about the Tag Corporation.
Oh, I would watch the hell out of that. That's crazy.
Like it could go all the way back to the High Republic era.
Yeah. I hesitate to say that counts, but I think that would. Because we've actually never seen a corporation like exist in a story, right? We've seen the Morlana, the Preox Morlana and Andor, but it wasn't a story about their corporation. It was just
never a story surrounding the corporation itself. They're just like a large, almost character themselves in a story, but not what the story is about.
Yeah,
that's true. So would the Tag style Succession count for my new story?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Now,
full points.
For it to count, it would have to be a
like
time
Domina.
period. Yeah, it would have to be a time period where we know nothing about the Tag Corporation. There's no Domina. There's none of that stuff. But I would love to see
no Domina.
Come on, we can think of like a great grandmother that is just as hot as Domina. You know,
that's
bad time to drink water.
Man,
that sentence.
You almost got me with that one.
Go for it.
I'm gonna give two because the first one is very, very short. It's just the Love Boat, but with the Halcyon Legacy.
That's pretty great.
That's all it's throughout time. You can hit it at any point in time. Let's make the captain of the ship, a Wookiee.
That's how Choco rolls. You know, he draws analysis and he says things that out of context and in context just works.
Sometimes I do it on purpose. That was not one of those times. But yeah, if we're following the crew, and I guess it may not count because we may end up having guests that we've seen before. But this is a ship that lasted from the High Republic, all the way through. Leia and Han trying to go on a honeymoon that got off track a little bit.
They got distracted.
But there's so many stories that you could tell connecting just random people in the galaxy or what it takes to keep that thing running and to keep the people on it safe, Yeah.
I like that a lot. Especially if it's just like Love Boat, style, kind of like serialized stories. Xanatos in the chat says an espionage story like Jason Bourne or Jack Ryan. Elaborate on that, David, because that is an interesting thing. Like, are we talking about like in the future, in the past? There's an agent or something for the Republic, like what's his name? Theron Shan. That is.
No.
Oh yeah, honestly, like. That character got done a little dirty, but I think that could actually be a really cool story with him.
Well, also, what faction do they serve, and who are they fighting against? Give us more details, because that'd be really cool.
Cal, you got something?
I have like 2.5.
All right, give us 2.5.
All right, here's my quarter then. I want to see one that's like honestly just all out Western with Freetown. It could be during the downtime when Cobb Vanth isn't there. That's my quarter one though, because I feel like at some point he would come back. So that's not full credit because it's going to be directly tied to him in some way, and potentially even Boba Fett or something like that.
I like that you thought of that though. You're like, yeah, a story about Freetown without Cobb Vanth.
Well, because I mean, right now there's a moment without him, so I think it would be really cool to kind of see it really be like a true Star Wars Western.
Cobb Vanth isn't there. Deputy isn't there. And
he's there. He's just in the ground.
With 4 laser burns.
Yup. He got smoked.
Now, Befrel, give us your one of your.
So I this is one that I always feel like I pitch way too frequently, and that's just pod racing. I want a pod racing show where they go to different courses on different planets, bring Nar Shaddaa out into actual live action. Let us go to like all of these different planets that have different courses and follow like a racing team. I think that'd be really cool.
2 nerf, 2 herder.
Heck yeah. Let's go.
We can do that. What is that? Hyperspeed? It goes up to hyperspeed 10, right? Hyperspeed 10.
Something like that.
And then it's like, and then it's like the classic Dom Toretto quote is tribe or family. And then somebody else goes, "What's the difference?"
It don't
You almost
matter
had
if
me.
you
You didn't
win
even have your pod.
by an inch or a parsec.
Yes.
I like
No,
that too.
and honestly, like as campy as it is, I would absolutely eat that up. It'd be so good.
You know what? Now that you say that, it is interesting to have it where it's sort of like that plus a very, very kind of Coruscant core worlds like car meet.
Yeah, 100%.
There's like
So you get to
swoops
see
and
a bunch of
speeders
different
that-
speeders,
that
swoops,
have like mods
pods.
and like
Hell yeah, get the mod
body
squad
kits
involved.
and stuff. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I love the mod squad. I will defend them for forever. I don't care how lame they were. Like it's. I want that. I want it
The
so
auto
bad.
scene,
What's
man,
funny
we
is I'm
need,
just
like,
picturing
modded
Star Wars
speeders.
Ricky Bobby.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. And do like a galaxy tour too, where you take the same groups and they have different rivals and they meet up and it's like, oh, that's my competitor on this track on Manan. That's all like underwater tunnels and stuff like that. That'd be so cool.
Well, isn't that just the plot of Cars? Technically.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen Cars, so I don't know.
What? Oh my
I-
gosh. That's scandalous.
Cal 4 canceled. No, for real. That's actually really great because I imagine what kind of
Beach pod racing.
what that scene looks like in Star Wars. You know, when you have a bunch of cars lined up, their hoods up, and they're showing off their colored pistons and wires and belts and
Yeah, have
What
the
does that
power
look
couplings
like in
different
Star
colors
Wars,
and
right?
stuff like that. Yeah,
Han well, not Han because that wouldn't count, but like someone shows up with like their M68 convertible or something. And
Yeah.
it's got like flared out body kit and stuff. It's
like it would be so cool. You like not only is that a cool idea for a show, but the marketing potential. All of the Lego sets, the toy,
Oh,
like
yeah.
come on. Partner with Hot Wheels. You could have an entire lineup
I was
of
just
stuff.
about to say, imagine the Hot Wheels.
Yeah,
how would you
it's just a good idea.
how would you technicalize drifting because all speeders can do it?
You'd have like
What's the special technique in this?
I mean, drifting would still work. You would just have to have like counter thrust for certain things to keep your pod from whipping out past your.
What I'm asking is, and Choco knows this, what is the line where you just pull on the e-brake and power over in Star Wars? What's the technique? What is everybody just like? Is it the go vertical like in Solo? And
Yeah, I mean, they do it in episode 1 as well. To split through the cannon and stuff like that.
Young
And-
says
and they-
tech turn.
Tech turn, let's go.
Well, they also got to do like interesting courses too. Like, you know, okay. Is it about pod racing or is it about a character who is a racer? Because I
Yeah.
can see situations where, you know, it's like this time it's a swoop bike and they have to like get down this mountain or something stupid. You know, like you could always mix it up as well.
I totally envisioned it as something where we're following just a like single crew of racers that are like a team, and they all specialize in a different style of vehicle, whether it's, you know, a swoop bike, just a straight up you know, land speeder, or a pod or whatever. You could have some that are actually like flying too. So I think it could be really sick.
It's just like a Star Wars race, like triathlon.
Yeah.
I really like that. Like, if you've seen Expanse, they have this huge like league around slings, and it's like time trials of reaching a destination using planets' orbital gravity well to sling around, and it's like how fast can you get there? How fast can you take this course? And it's like so innovative when you think about that kind of stuff.
I saw that in Lightyear and it didn't work out, but it could in this case.
It could. Catching up with the chat, Eliana says they've decided they need an R-rated exploration of the slave trade with Twi'leks, Sigarians, and Hutts. That's an interesting one. And it wouldn't have to include any Twi'leks, Sigarians, and Hutts that we know. It's so easy to make it count, guys. Let's see. An espionage story with an ISB agent, so we can see how that works. But also, this ISB agent finds out stuff about the Empire and has a crisis of conscience and defects. Oh, okay. So if you put it in the wrapper of Jason Bourne, for example, it was an ISB agent that was trained and like conditioned to be the perfect killer / like, I guess, perfect agent.
Yeah. I mean, you remember the Empire did that in like Aftermath.
Well, I was just about to say, send your Wrath Velas. I mean,
that's true. One of the greatest characters.
Shout out to Kels.
So if they lose their memory, right, and the Empire is like chasing them, and they have to fight the Empire with all the skills that they were conditioned with and trained with, and then like they have to go back to home base and like they have to go to like Tantus and stuff and read up on who they were, and then they find out their name is David Webb. I'm just kidding. It doesn't have to be Jason Bourne, but I can see that. I can see that. It's a good one.
I feel like we could have also like a Parks and Rec style show with like an Outer Rim world, and just like the New Republic officers there just trying to like
set up a bumbling government.
Exactly, and just like a new government on an Outer Rim world where it's like nothing's gonna go right.
Well, one of my, now that I remember, because suddenly when I was asked, I just forgot about everything I knew about Star Wars. But after the 3rd episode of season 3 of The Mandalorian, I realized how much I needed like a Rangers of the New Republic style show of like them trying to wrangle in the Outer Rim and trying to get them on board with the New Republic and just like exploring the world that is this New Republic era and like the Aftermath era, like Shattered Empire era, that sort of time frame.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to include anyone we know.
Yeah. One of the ones that I've been wanting is would be loosely based off of a character who's from the Bane trilogy. His name is Set Hart.
Is his heart set on that?
Boom.
Set Hearth. I didn't hit the H hard enough. My bad. But he essentially was a Jedi. Him and his master went, and it wouldn't be that character, right? Just similar story. But him and his master would go around the galaxy, and they would find, they were like archaeologists, and they would find these items that were steeped in the dark side in order to reclaim them so that they don't hurt anyone. You know, basically with kind of the ebbs and flows of the Force, sometimes they resonated stronger with the dark side than other time periods, and so they would easily get lost, but there would be a period where they would resonate more, and then they would become a danger to anyone who might, you know, pick them up and whatever, you know, which is something we see in you know, the one prospector do in Shadow of the Sith, but he falls to the dark side. Like he starts saving, he starts falling, and he starts saving these items for himself, and he ends up defecting from the Jedi and like living his own life, and he ends up being like some party playboy kind of dude, who's just like dark side idiot. But he's not a Sith at all, and he doesn't follow any of that ideology. He's just a selfish dark side idiot who gets himself
Jedi.
into trouble. No, this movie, the purpose of this movie would be to show you why Grey Jedi can't exist, because it's not going to be possible for him to resist and stay in the middle. So he's going to go deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole to his own destruction.
I like that.
It has
with
to
the Pawn Stars.
Yeah, it has to start out like Pawn Stars.
No, I need that so badly. Pawn Stars?
Sith artifacts. And he's like, I need more of these.
Pawn Stars is
what
one
do
of
you got for
my
me today?
guilty pleasures, I have to say.
Hold on, let me get my expert down here so you can take a look at this. He's really
I got
good
a buddy.
with Sith artifacts.
Luthen, you there?
I have a dark side
You're right.
katana that was from the 4th era, and you're like,
This is actually a knockoff vibroblade.
I got a cotton buddy. Let me call him. We'll see. How much were you asking for this?
20,000 credits? Could you do 2?
Hello,
That's
Terra
just
Knight.
Star Wars GameStop. That's different.
Terra Knight in the chat. Solo Nation reporting in. Hello. Parks and Rec says Eliana. Like, yeah, I do like that one too, especially if they work for the Empire and they're just as ditzy, like they're not the Empire by any stretch or any metric, but like they're serving the Empire and they're all about that like Parks and Rec, department style. But
Oh, yeah.
it's just funny. I like that kind
I
of.
mean,
sheds a
that could
new
be
light.
that could be wrapped up in because I've always wanted like a Tag and Bink style show.
Yes.
Where you could have people like they work for the Empire, but they are planetary Empire. So like the main force is the government and they're flying around the galaxy, but these are like the local recruits set up on this garrison. So they aren't really connected and nothing really happens in their own backwater. And they're just, people like, also I want 2 characters like JD and Turk on scripts.
Yeah, what would like an actual Star Wars hospital show look like? Because we have so many that have existed.
I think it would be interesting to follow around a Rebel Alliance, like medic
Like a
or
medical frigate or something like that. That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, I did enjoy the Legends book Med Stars. There's 2 of them.
It would have to be very, very early in the timeline, because I wouldn't find a show very interesting when like someone comes in like in the ER.
And just throw
Would
them
you
into
like-
a back to tank.
Throw them in the back of the tank.
Oh, get another tank open. But that's what I think would be interesting, like with what Hayden was saying, is like have it be like a small, like ghost style crew that goes to these different battles and stuff like that. That is kind of a background to all of these battles, and they're the ones that are taking care of all of the ground troops and stuff like that. Not as boring as just toss them in a back to tank, but like. And then like bring
I'm just
Colto
picturing
back.
The modern one is just like a tea making simulator, dunking people. All right, next.
I mean, you could have something like the Good Doctor too, where it's like a Force sensitive that is not a Jedi or Sith, just sensing people's like physiological, traumas, and then they're like, he's got brachiocordyceps or something.
Now I'm just thinking of like wild
Okay.
shows that I just like. I want to How It's Made, but Star Wars.
I did know that video. I did
Yeah.
2 videos on how it's made, like with
Style.
lightsabers.
Here's the show. It's a Republic, super patriotic Republic, doctor who essentially gets trapped in a war zone, and their whole crew ends up dying, right? Except for them. They get taken in by separatists, and they're keeping the enemy alive while learning what the other side of the war is actually like. So it's like, it's medical, it's emotional, it's,
Darth Man remembers. It was how it's made lightsabers, and I was
Spouse swap.
like, and I was like, the younglings go to Elam for the gathering. Next, they talk to Hu Yang to select their materials.
But could you picture that for like an entire Star Destroyer, though?
It's not
That'd be so
Ewok
cool.
syphilis. It's Ewok sarcoidosis.
Lattery also says House
It's
MT.
autoimmune.
If there was a house TV show in Star Wars, it would be called Edifice, and his name would be Edifice. And that's how it would go. But I have two ideas here. One of which lines up with a lot of people's sentiments that we've heard so far, and that is a Firefly style type of crew that just goes around and does.
Can we bring in Nathan Fillion too?
We can, because he hasn't been in Star Wars.
That blows my mind because I feel like he honestly would fit right in.
Yeah, and I kind of think it needs to be Future Republic. Not during the Empire times.
Yeah,
not during High
we've
Republic.
played enough in that space.
Yeah.
We need a Future Republic where there's just a crew and their ship is Dragonfly, and they just go around running jobs for people that need things smugglers. But
Yeah, call
following
the
one
show
single
Smugglers
crew.
Run.
Okay, what if it's not New Republic? What if it's High Republic and the lanes haven't been charted yet? So they have to find.
Because I have an idea for that one too. That was my second one.
Ice Road Truckers, but
Gotcha.
But
in
we could
Hyperland.
integrate that. We could integrate that with this idea. And Xanatos says Oregon Trail, but Star Wars. My second idea was that it was a High Republic Pathfinder team that gets lost trying to chart a hyperspace lane, and they never get back. They are in wild space, and they have to deal with this new entire galaxy that they are unfamiliar with. They don't get lost and go back to the Republic that they remember. They get lost forever, and they find an entire system of just unfamiliar aliens, unfamiliar social dynamics, unfamiliar governance, and
Oh my god, the Chiss Ascendancy!
not even that. Not even. I'm trying to stay away from familiarity with these people or any
Well,
semblance
with the
of
Chiss
familiarity.
Ascendancy, we really only know like about Thrawn's whole ordeal. Like, what was the Chiss Ascendancy like in the High Republic?
This
I
is
mean,
true.
not only
I'm
that,
try-
but
I'm
there's a
trying to-
lot of systems outside of that
True.
that were being taken over as well.
True.
I'm trying to explore something that would give the writers the most amount of license.
Pure freedom.
If we're talking about a new government, talking about new aliens, and an entire new system, like there's not even a Tatooine here. They're out in wild space. They have no way of getting back to familiar territory. And the first episode is them finding a Force culture that uses the Force to control elements. And it is not
7 of them.
manipulating the Force. They don't have Force pushes, they don't have Force chokes, they have fire, wind, water. Yes, I'm talking about Avatar, but still it's
Heart, Captain Planet.
yeah, it's basically a Pathfinder team. So you have your Jedi, you have your pilot, you have your main archetypes for a crew. But essentially, it's a new area of this of space that has never been explored, and they have to deal with what they know versus what everybody else knows. And I did include that Force culture because I wanted to. Because I wrote in one of my fanfics that one of the Force cultures that serve the light serve it because it is their livelihood. It is fire, and they cannot survive without it. And so introducing new concepts of making things float without anything from a Jedi, and just thinking about interactions between the path of the open hand, where making a flower float was sacrilegious to Marta, and if you take the Force philosophy of the Jedi to a whole new place that has just entirely extreme other ways to use the Force, I think that would be very interesting. You could choke people? I just set them on fire.
Jesus.
Oh no. Let us read here with the key to everything. Knights of the Old Republic, but Atten Rand blogging everything. Power Rangers Outer Rim Force. I mean,
Okay,
same universe.
we do Rat Race, the 2001 film Rat Race, but in Star Wars.
I'm here for it.
Basically, super rich people in the galaxy bet on random things, and one of them is like this race, and it could be, and this is kind of folding in Young's The Amazing Race Around the Galaxy. These people are told to race to this location, and if they make it, they win $1 million. Go, like, just however you get there. And there's, on the other side of it, there's these rich people in the galaxy who are betting on which one of their people are going to get
Polar
there
and Canto
first.
Bite.
And then you can have, these people are like being cutthroat, they're fighting each other, they're doing all these things, and then they end up turning on the rich people and taking them down.
I like it. I like it very much.
I think that's what's so fun about just Star Wars in general is you can really just take any show and be like, but make it Star Wars. and it just works, and it's so cool. And I want to see it. Like, even shows that I wouldn't watch traditionally, make it Star Wars, I would watch it. Because it just sounds fascinating.
Ooh, like if you could do, if you
Hell
could do
yeah.
Mythbusters in Star Wars, and all it does is answer the questions that most people get wrong.
Okay, here we have a blue kyber crystal, an orange kyber crystal, and a yellow one. What do they mean? Let's test it. Nothing. Cool. They're the same.
See, the irony of that is that they do mean something. It just doesn't have set meanings.
Yeah, it means something to the user themselves.
Yeah, if someone bonds with a crystal and it turns orange, it means something to that person wielding it, but it doesn't mean that they are a sentinel. It just means that they bonded and it turned orange for some reason, and that's the reason that we don't know. It's very clouded in mystery.
That is also why I really want to see a Jedi whose crystal just naturally turns red, not from bleeding or anything. Not from negative emotion or anything. It's just red. And to see like what stigma that would bring for no reason, and how they would have to try and explore that.
That would have to be not canon.
If the crystal is like allergic to that Jedi or something like that.
Well, so
I hate it.
So we do learn in the comics why they're red.
It's
Sure.
true.
And it's not because it's called bleeding. Let me pull up the panel really quickly. But we
it
do
for
learn
Vader?
that
2017?
no, it's not
that
Vader.
was Kylo Ren.
It's
Or is it Star Wars?
It's Star
the one that came out a
Wars.
couple weeks ago.
Oh.
Oh, I don't have my copy here. Dang it.
But it basically explains why they turned that color, and so they're essentially saying it's only that color because of the process. And
Tears.
let's see here.
Well, then I'm gonna play in my Star Wars vision space and have fun.
So it's this one from 34, I think. And she says a dark side practitioner pours their rage and pain and fear through the crystal, leaving it vibrating in a scarlet agony, like a feedback loop. So the very process,
so it's scarlet. There's other shades of red.
the very process
I'll take
itself
Rubine,
leaves
please.
it vibrating in that color. So it depends. I mean, it could potentially work. I don't want to go so far as to say that it's impossible. but will certainly have a lot of implications for that user. You know, for their lightsaber to naturally vibrate in a scarlet agony. Or if it's like a shade of red and it's like scarlet terror. I don't know. Something different.
I'm gonna use that as a color now, though. Like
Scarlet Agony.
Yeah, like this
That
jacket,
sounds like
Scarlet
an emo
Agony.
band.
I mean,
Okay, Battle of the Bands, Star Wars. Let's go. Let's take Tatooine Rhapsody,
yeah.
blow it up. Yes, please. More music in Star Wars. I want to follow the band that makes the music that Cal Kestis listens to. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what irritates me about the people with the color meanings as well is that they are by proxy, as Latistry says, arguing for synthetic crystals.
Mm-hmm.
And it has no sanctity with the Force, with the user. It's just like, oh look, it's a purple
synthetic
crystal. I put the purple crystal in the lightsaber and it's purple.
Well, not to mention it completely undermines the whole bonding process to begin with. And it's like, oh, let me just color swap whenever I feel like it. I have the RGB lightsaber. I'm a true Jedi. Let's go.
That's the thing
And
about
it's like,
the
or
beginning
if
of
you're like-
KOTOR, right? You take the survey and they're like, oh, you are a guardian that has
Here's
the
a
yellow
green."
lightsaber. And then as soon as that cutscene's over, you're like, I don't like that
And
crystal.
I don't want, yeah. I'm gonna pop in red and still be a Jedi. Let's go.
Yeah.
you've already had a lightsaber for like hours before you hit that point, too.
Yeah, you just take
it's just
Bastila's
fine.
crystal out of her lightsaber, and now I get yellow even though I wasn't supposed to. It's like, what?
Jacob Bosch says, real crystal lore is based on your Galaxy's Edge purchase.
Boom.
So
We're gonna make
basically, lightsabers change certain colors because of the RFID signal
crystal-
that it gives out.
The irony is that is almost something that's feasible with like the resonance within crystals would give off a certain frequency.
A 2023 version of how it's made. First, the user goes to Galaxy's Edge. Then they spend
Right.
$250 for a ticket for Savvy's workshop. But yeah. Marianne
I do
asks,
love
was
the new
painful.
lore.
do you think I could get a pink kyber crystal? Pink exists. In
I think
canon.
technically it's magenta. But yeah.
Maybe. I don't remember
If we're gonna
it's-
argue the names, then I'm gonna have a different color red. That's just not scarlet red. I win.
What
You
kind
get
of red,
fuchsia.
though? Yeah, I was about to say fuchsia.
I'm gonna
My
go with
lightsaber color
periwinkle.
is chartreuse.
Khaki. It's like, oh.
There's a Jedi that like attunes. Oh, I wanted vomit. Damn it.
I just got brown. It's like poop blade.
I want a lightsaber with Fujiwara's tofu shop on it.
Heck yeah.
Lobaka had a bronze lightsaber, and you're like, just I don't know, it's just a weird color, you know.
Yeah, some of the names for them too is always interesting. None really come to mind, but there's one I think was like Aegean silver or something like that. I'm like, what does that even mean? Why don't I just say white?
Oh yeah, that's true. What would happen? How lethal would it be to have an infrared lightsaber?
Oh.
I would be scary because you'd forget if it was on or off. And be like,
You'd have to travel with like Cyclops glasses that are infrared.
yeah, it's hot. Okay, it's hot. It's on.
So then technically you'd be Ultra Mace Windu if you had ultraviolet.
Boom.
Yeah, it would give white people a hell of a sunburn though.
You'd have to put on your sunblocks.
Only like their forearms and their face. Like, what happened to you? Just don't
doesn't
worry about
Instead
it.
of a farmer, it's Jedi tan.
Yeah, it doesn't actually cut anything. It just gives people sunburn when you hit it.
Skin cancer. It's like, oh
Could you imagine a lightsaber that just tickles you? Just has that weird feeling.
I wonder if that's like when it's on a super low power setting or something like that, that's what it feels like.
Oh yeah, with the training sabers, probably.
Yeah.
I think the training sabers aberrate, right? A braid. They just kind of create illusions.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Still don't feel
It's like
good.
sandpaper.
Jacob in the chat says, "What are we going to collectively agree on for Balin's color in the Ahsoka show?" I think the official database said fire orange. I don't know
That's
where I read
spicy.
that, so don't take my word for it. That's not confirmed. But I'm thinking it's orange.
Yeah, we'll just have to see, because I mean, there's a lot of different possibilities, and who knows? Maybe this is because it was his original crystal, and he's like, and it's in a process of getting darker and darker as time goes on. I don't know.
Like a tanning crystal.
Becoming more and more red. Like, what if he has a yellow lightsaber and he's not intentionally bleeding it, but it's becoming more hateful and evil as time goes, and
Interesting.
it's slowly changing from his yellow to a red.
That's kind of cool.
Choco loves the slow torture. That's what they would call it in canon, right? If you're not bleeding it, you're just torturing it slowly. Darthman86 says, "I need a Space Road Truckers show. That would be interesting." I don't watch that show, so I don't know. I know it's dangerous.
I feel like you could make it obviously infinitely more dangerous though in Star Wars. Just out.
But saying that just
came
makes
out of
me want
hyperspace way early.
makes me want the deadliest catch. Out there getting space crabs and stuff.
Oh, we definitely said
That's
this
a different kind of
before.
show, Brandon.
We've definitely said this before, but an antique
Not the Lando
Roadshow,
kind,
but
but
Star Wars.
yeah.
Heyo.
It's kind of like Pawn Stars, right? Just bring in your holocron, and it's like, this belonged to my grandfather. What you're looking at is a genuine article.
I also think that like this has been done to death, but I really do think that Star Wars needs like a what if series.
Sorry.
Just because I think that'd be interesting.
I'm not a fan of what if in Star Wars. to be
Neither am
totally
I.
honest.
It's a fun headspace to play in for me personally.
In your head, but like
Yeah.
when you give people like definitive what ifs, they kind of latch onto it. It's kind of like it's not as dangerous as or it's not dangerous if it's like Marvel, what if. But like Star Wars already like suffers from so much like information
That's true.
verification.
Because then you're gonna see somebody that's like, well, that's my canon. It's like, okay,
I mean, we all have heart cannons, but it's not,
sure.
you know, the Legends continuity
Now-
itself creates friction with known information, you know.
You know what though? We could get something close, because we've had books like Legends of Luke Skywalker or Canto Bight where they're kind of anthologies, and you could have a book where, and this is partially just me being greedy, but I want a bunch of younglings at the Jedi Temple and just telling stories about what they've heard. Like, these aren't the events that happened, but I heard Jedi Master so-and-so went here and did this, and it describes like a child's view of how that played out, and you could tell some funny or interesting or hardcore stories like that.
Season 2, Young Jedi Adventures. That can happen.
Also, we just need to see the in-universe AO3. I'm afraid, but like I'm also kind of curious.
What is it? What is it? Rule 66 in Star Wars?
Oh, jeez.
Whoa.
I think that's a little darker.
That they'll die.
Rule 34?
Yeah.
Execute Order 34.
I'm not ready for that, Emperor. Star Wars version of that show with the whaling pirates where they go stopping the whaling ships. Oh man, that makes me think that they're like whaling purple. Oh,
Kill him.
Yeah,
We need their hyperspace gland or whatever it is.
you can slow
Gross.
torture them. Let's see. We are just about approaching the second hour, which means it is time for our Real Fans Would Know segment. So whoever wants to call in right now, I'm going to leave the link in the chat. If you want to call in and participate in Real Fans Would Know.
I can see a Real Housewives series, and one on Naboo, and then later there'll be one on Coruscant, and then we get like one on Space Florida.
What planet would be Florida?
Oh, jeer.
Felucia, next question. I've thought about this a lot.
I feel like Felucia would be like Space Australia, but like Space Australia is also kind of like Florida. I don't know.
Actually, Dave in the chat has a great point about Nymos.
Okay, that's valid.
Because there's like Daytona Beach, but also someone getting discriminated on Daytona Beach and then sent
to prison for being a tourist.
Dear. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually.
Dathomir is Space Florida? Nah, I gotta veto that one. As the resident Florida man, I gotta veto that
Dathomir
one.
is Los Angeles Avenue. We have our first caller.
Gasp. Pat brings up a good point though
Our second
too.
caller.
With Star Wars, Steve Irwin, I would love like any Animal Planet show, but just Star Wars, where it's just all about like the creatures of Star Wars.
All right, here we have a Nexu, and I'm gonna put my thumb up its butt.
I'm gonna count its teeth with this tiny, tiny little magnifying glass. I have to put my head in its mouth.
Who's the
Tiger
guy that
King,
just
but
lets
it's Hondo?
animals bite him?
Coyote Peterson.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that guy.
Today's video, guys, we're gonna get bit by a Varactyl. That
Final
would be
episode
cool, though.
is we're gonna get bit by a Rancor.
Pop.
That would
the
be
show
cool
is canceled.
because we are missing a show type or like a space where we can explore all the different species. Like we just get them at like in the background. Varactyl, Nexu, Reek, you know. What's that one called that Obi-Wan fights in Attack of the Clones?
Ackley.
Ackley, yeah.
Yeah. So we need
I
a show
really
with a whole bunch
also
of
want like
species.
an IT crowd style show, but it's only droids.
Yes.
Like the droids
That would
of
be
Cloud
great.
City.
Ooh, droids and
Have you been to
Jawas.
the Cloud City?
No.
Just kidding.
This is the internet.
Yeah. This is all of the internet.
Welcome to David Xanatos from Gargoyles and Ileana. Thank you guys for calling in again. We'll start with Xanatos really quickly. If you had more to say about your story that needed to be told, go for it. If you have something new.
I don't really have anything new. That was kind of it. And I do remember the character from Aftermath. That was kind of where I got it. But it's like, visually, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it would be. Ileana?
Yeah, I think that in all seriousness, for something new, the slavery exploration rated R could be super cool. With like Twi'leks and Hutts and the Zygerians and how that came to be and how that interacts, because it would give some space for the human versus alien dichotomy as well.
Yeah.
Does anyone
Awesome.
remember the show Deadliest Warrior?
Oh yeah. There's a game that came
Yes.
out for that was also really cool.
But if they did that in Star Wars, and they'd be like, all right, this is gonna be how the ancient Gungans would fight against the Rakatan, and it would probably end up poorly for them. But I'd like that being Star Wars.
That'd be pretty cool.
Welcome to. We have a Walmart employee. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
It's a fact. There's no lies there. No lies detected.
What do you got for a new story, completely new that needs to be told? Maybe something you mentioned before in the chat, or something that you came up with.
Like I said, just the one that I mentioned in chat.
You Mandoquisitor?
I think that would be really interesting to try to end the debate on whether or not Boba Fett is Mandalorian or not through an allegory of another wannabe Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He's not Mandalorian. He doesn't identify as one. Come on, guys. There's
Doesn't
no
matter.
debate.
Doesn't matter. Then that means he has to give up the armor.
No, it doesn't.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that, because like the armor is just birthright. You know, it was his father's. And
That's why the cultural appropriation talk is pretty important.
I mean, but also, but all throughout Legends and even canon, we have people who wear Mandalorian armor because they scavenged it. You know, they're not.
And
going,
that's what was said in the episode. You know, Mando demanded it because he thought it was looted from the planet in the Night of 1,000 Tears.
Yeah,
but he's like, no, I have a legal claim to this armor, although not being a Mando.
Yeah. But even then, like, I always fall back on, are you Mandalorian? It's like just a simple man making his way through the galaxy like my father. Okay, great. You're not Mandalorian. I don't care.
Yeah.
I have another take on that I could get into another time.
He also makes fun of Mando for his beliefs later on as well.
Also,
like everybody does.
They talk about Mandalore, and he's like, that glass planet, I don't care about that. Like, so he's just, everything about Boba is just doesn't care about Mandalore at all.
Lettuce Sri says Jodo cast moment. The funny thing is we now have a house cast. So like, Jodo cast might have a lineage-wise claim. It's just funny how things,
Rookcast,
how the tables turn.
Yeah.
How the turntables.
If you're going with
How the
Mandos are space Jews theory, Boba Fett could be patrilineal.
Explain that.
So basically, Judaism, which has a lot of parallels with the way, is passed from mother to father, and certain denominations of Judaism believe it's one parent. Other denominations believe it has to be your mother. So Boba Fett could kind of fit in there.
He has no mother.
Yeah, he was a clone.
Exactly.
I thought Django was raised by a Mandalorian. Yes, he was. He was a foundling.
was.
But wow, by all the metrics that we know, which is armor and Bo-Katan, we don't have any other point of view of Mandalorian creed. We don't know that Django actually took anything. He got the armor from Jaster, and that's it, and then became a bounty hunter. You know.
Yeah. And from the final episode of Mando, he was like, Grogu was a foundling no more. I want him to become, basically have his song written and become a Mandalorian, right? And they're like, no, you have to have parents' permission. He's like, then I adopt him, which then would make him no longer a foundling as well. So the fact that the armor has foundling in it implies that that never happened.
Yeah. Is your Inquisitor wearing Mandalorian armor while hunting Jedi?
Yes. I've been spending the last 2 years now focusing solely on this character, on building him in lore to make sense of why Boba is not a Mandalorian.
And
like, that's the entire premise. Like, my character is the allegory of he was raised on Mandalorian beliefs, he was raised on Mandalorian philosophy, the whole 9 yards, but he was physically raised under Empire rule.
I think it would be interesting that he was raised by someone claiming to be Mandalorian.
He has and I know it's completely out of lore. That's why I need assistance from you two specifically. He has like a Jedi holocron that is like a holo diary from Tar Vizsla himself. Like literally chronicling his entire adventures as also somebody who has got split personality of two different cultures, of being Jedi and being Mandalorian.
You spent a while on this and came up with Rob? I'm just kidding.
It's his middle name. It's his middle name. I do support
Hey,
that.
we have Pre-Vizsla, we have Paz Vizsla, and we have Rob.
I guess that's better than Bob.
I've thought about Bob.
Now,
Mr. Bob.
I was going to suggest Par
always better
Vizsla, but
than
it just makes
Sheev.
me think of par cooking. But anyways.
Sheevan Palpatine, you put that down.
Better than Pez Vizsla.
Even.
What about Pat?
Pat Vizsla. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I still
But
think
I
there
do-
should be a post Vizsla.
Actually, hold up. I could work with that actually.
Oh my god.
Give it no. Like I've been spending moments. Like I know his lineage. I know his parents' history. Like that whole 9 yards. That name actually makes sense.
Now I'm picturing just a Christmas carol. of Star Wars. I'm the ghost of Free Vizsla.
Past Vizsla.
Oh,
I love
man.
it.
But I do like the notion that or the friction that would be caused by someone who claims to be Mandalorian but have nothing to do with Mandalorian and raises someone to think that they are Mandalorian. That would be kind of cool. Not to hijack your OC, but like another interesting story would be just like someone who's like, yes, just like Haji or Hodge, claiming to be a Jedi, you know.
Oh, I was like, Johnny Quest? I was so confused.
Yeah, that's 100% where my brain went to. I'm like,
Yeah. And that whole
he
thing
was
with
raised
the
by-
holocron.
I've really been focusing on this character for like the last 2 years, trying to flush him out, and it's been hard because obviously I'm not part of any culture, so I've got to use what's in lore right now to understand what is a Mandalorian. What are Inquisitors? What does it mean to be part of the Empire? Like I've got to be the one to answer these questions because there's really no information IRL wise to explain this.
It's like Star Wars The Departed. I'm into it.
Infernal Affair, Star Wars. I think I don't think you're part of the Empire. I think you're under it all the time. But
Are
it's
you a
time-
Sith? I'm not a Sith. I'm not.
It's time for Real Fans with No Solo Edition. How confident are you guys in this subject matter?
Solo.
I thought it was New Hope.
Well, we're going in between. Next week is going to be
I
Rogue
watched The New Hope.
One.
I'll do better on Rogue One, I'm sure.
When are we doing Clone Wars edition?
We already did that.
Oh, we did.
I don't think we did, but
Yeah.
that's a large boogeyman right there.
you pretty much have to split it by season at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Y'all know the rules. You got to start with Real Fans Would Know. You have 3 attempts. You can't re-attempt until someone else attempts. Also, this is preparation for Battle of the Dyads. Try to find your partner because it is a 2v2 series in the Real Fans Would Know format. The first round, of course, being regular format for regular points. The second round, you will be given an entire scene, and you have 3 minutes to point out all of the incorrections. And of course, you guys will have team names. We will have a league, and you guys will be keeping track of everyone's wins and losses. This isn't a tournament. This is just an ongoing series that we're going to release. So find your dyads. I think Hayden might default to either Liv or M. David might default to Xanatos. I mean, that's the same person. Do any of you guys have any idea as to who you might want to partner with in this?
Marianne.
Sort of Danielle.
Oh yeah, Eliana and Marianne. Yes. Oh, did you want to team up with Danielle?
She's the only other person that I know of who understands Clone Wars the way that I do. Like, understands the actual, like, minute details of it.
Oh, but these games are just going to be random categories now.
Yeah, you need to.
We're
need to
doing
find
all of
somebody that
these
knows
like
the
limited
opposites of you, too.
editions week to week, so that everyone knows exactly how it goes. But for the most part, it's going to be rando. Eliana, can you say something?
Yeah, can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah. Okay.
Look like you were
I
frozen
got a
for
new
moment.
headset from my brother's old job.
No, it's good. You're sounding great.
Sounds great.
All right, let's get started with the solo edition. Let me put on some competition music. Is everyone ready for the first statement?
Question: how do we respond? Do we respond in an actually statement?
Real fans would know.
Real fans would know.
Okay.
And nothing will ever be wrong by omission. So if we say that two people are in a scene and omit the third, that is not the incorrection in the statement. All right. The first statement is, and raise your hand whenever you're confident. When Tobias's crew settled down around the campfire before their job on Vandor, Han talks about his reason for going back to Corellia with his share, a girl. Rio says in response, everybody needs somebody. To which Val adds, even a broken down old nerf herder like this one. Han says that Chewie is searching for his clan or family. Who's first? Choco?
I think I was first.
Hayden was first by an hour.
I'm probably not pointing in the right direction in the full layout, but yeah.
This is one of my favorite quotes of Solo, actually. But real fans would know. Han says that Chewie is searching for his tribe or family. And then Tobias says, what's the difference?
That's correct.
Thank you.
1 point to Hayden. What else?
What else?
Cal Fort.
I don't think Rio's the one who says everybody needs somebody.
What's your
Rio's
answer?
the one. Real fans would know that Rio is the one that actually says a girl, and he doesn't say everybody needs somebody. Somebody else does.
By virtue of you going that far, your answer is incorrect.
Boo.
You were there, but you incorrected yourself. Someone else can take this one if you know what was incorrect about his Hayden again for another point.
I think Tobias says everybody. Real fans would know that that Tobias actually says everybody needs somebody.
That is incorrect.
Can I chime back in?
You
Yeah.
may.
Okay. Real fans would know Rio doesn't say everybody needs somebody.
That is correct.
Damn. Who was it? Is it Val?
Val says it, yes.
Oh,
What else?
that was my next answer.
Three?
I just like the way Rio says teeth.
There's something else. It's going to be random from here on out, but there's multiple incorrects. Hayden is your third one.
Han doesn't talk about his reason. Real fans would know Han doesn't talk about his reason, but Val says, I bet it's a girl.
No, that is incorrect.
David.
Real fans would know Val doesn't say nerf herder.
That is correct.
Ah,
She says an old crook.
Yeah, I was gonna say crook.
Oh,
Job well
Okay.
done. We have Hayden with one, Cal with one, David with one. And here's Choco's first special sauce.
Ooh.
In order to escape Lady Proxima and the White Worms, Han pretends to arm a thermal detonator. It is really just a rock that he throws into a window, damaging Proxima's Grindelid's skin with sunlight. Han and Kira then hop into his M67 speeder and head to the spaceport in a daring escape.
Okay.
And again.
Element, I feel like this is targeted towards me.
I wrote it.
Oh, you did?
I wrote this one.
Okay. Real fans would know that the ship that he gets into is actually an M68 speeder.
That is correct.
Anything else in this?
Can I raise my hand, or was someone already raising?
You can't reattempt until someone else goes, but is there anything else in the statement, Choco?
I think there was, but I don't remember. I'm reading it right now.
Okay, I guess that's it. Well, I mean,
Yeah, that's
Eliana
it.
and Kenny, you wanted to. I mean, Choco already said that.
Mine was taken. It's fine.
All right.
Well, I think white worms is spelled with an O. It's just like worms.
The worms of the white worms of the den of the white worms is Y. W-Y, I think.
Are you sure? I'm pulling up bounty hunters right now.
Oh, yeah. No, it's O. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was
You
going
don't get a point for that
anyway, and move on to the
I
next
thought it was,
segment.
but I wasn't sure if typos were considered.
Yeah.
No, typos aren't. All right, next statement. While looting the unrefined coaxium from the mines of Kessel, Kira warns Han that if the internal temperature reaches below 35 standard, the coaxium will destabilize and explode. Meanwhile, L3 incites a mass breakout of droid workers yelling, "Follow me, comrades!" Upon reaching the ground level, L3 yells, "Freedom!" and "No more subjugation" before getting shot down. Hayden again.
Real fans would know L3 doesn't say "Follow me, comrades."
That is correct. Another point. What else?
And Eliana, did you have something else?
Yeah, real fans would know it wasn't 35 standard.
That is incorrect. It was 35 standard.
And I saw Cal's hand peek up.
I was going to say real fans would know that it wasn't below 35 standard, it was above 35 standard.
No, that is incorrect.
Boo.
I should have quotes around that because that is a direct quote.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? Kenny.
Real fans would know the coaxium will not explode.
That is incorrect. It will certainly destabilize and explode. David.
Real fans would know L3 doesn't say "no more subjugation."
That is incorrect. This is always the fun part.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, guessing.
Cal.
Another guess. Real fans would know that "no more subjugation" is not the line she says immediately before being shot down.
It is the line she says before getting shot
I
down.
was just stabbed in the dark.
Kenny's staring real hard. You gotta have a guess.
Well,
Why am I an idiot?
Go ahead, Kenny.
I have a clarifying question.
Well,
Okay.
let's let Kenny go with his
Okay,
real quick.
sorry. Go ahead.
Real fans would know it's not meanwhile.
Huh?
Your thing, Kira warns Han if the internal temperature reaches below 35 standard, the coaxium will explode. Meanwhile, that's intending that it happened around that same time. No, that actually happened before they even made it to Kessel. Like they were already planning into that.
No, that's incorrect.
What was your question, Hayden?
Okay. So, does the internal temperature refer to the canisters or the mines?
It refers to the canisters.
Okay.
Wow.
Wait. Okay.
Is this your second or third?
I don't remember.
No
I think it's
idea.
their third.
Go for it.
Okay. Real fans would know that the mass breakout isn't just droid workers.
That is by omission, so it is
Oh.
that is incorrect.
David.
Real fans would know L3 doesn't yell freedom.
That's correct. Everybody skirted around that one quote.
Well, it's more just because it feels weird that it's just the 3 quotes.
I didn't want it to be correct. I was
waiting.
waiting.
Yeah, L3.
I was going to say it
yells
too, but I'm like, no, it can't be that.
Liberation. All right, Choco's next special sauce.
While on Kessel, Kira played the role of Oksana Florin, Deputy Assistant Administrator to the Vice Admiral of the Federation of Trade System Allocation and Monetization. Han and Chewbacca were samples of the quality of servants promised, and Beckett is referred to as her security attaché, named Tool. David?
Real fans would know that's not Kira's title.
Since the title is so long, you will have to be more specific.
Oh man, I was going for being vague. I have no idea.
Real fans would know there's something wrong about this statement.
I can technically say this. That would be incorrect. Her title is correct.
Cal.
Real fans would know that the Vice Admiral of the the Federation of Trade System Allocation and Monetization is not the person Kira was faking being an assistant administrator to.
That is incorrect.
Dang. It's too many words.
Good wording, Cal.
It's very wordy.
Aiden.
Real fans would know that Han and Chewie were not servants.
That is correct. They were slaves.
Yes, okay. I didn't want to say they were slaves, but
Yeah,
Yes,
I
so
thought it was.
That's one thing.
I thought it was changing it for. Okay.
Is there anything else, Choco?
Yeah, no, there's still something incorrect in the
In the statement.
Yeah.
Kenny.
Beckett was now referred as security attaché.
They did refer to him as a security attaché. Is incorrect.
Real fans would know that Oksana Florin wasn't the name used by Kira.
That indeed was the name used.
Damn.
Eliana.
Real fans would know it wasn't on Kessel.
This was on Kessel. Yes.
It was on Kessel. Okay, I haven't seen this movie in like 3 years. I'm sorry.
Cal, your third one and final?
Yeah, this is just a throwaway. Real fans would know Kira didn't play She Slayed.
so true.
And quite literally.
This
I
is making me want to watch this movie
appreciate
again.
it. All right, is that everyone?
Yeah,
I have no
Kenny,
idea.
Eliana, and David still have, and I think Hayden has one more.
Eliana has nothing.
I've got nothing.
Can I guess? I don't know.
Yeah.
Real fans would know the name wasn't Tool.
The name was Tool.
It is Tool.
I only remember that by how she said it. Come here, tool.
Yeah, that made me laugh. That's why I remembered.
So the thing that was incorrect is the Federation. So you said the name was incorrect? No, the name was correct. You said her title is Deputy Assistant Administrator. You said the person? No, it was to a Vice Admiral, but it's not the
I said that the Vice Admiral, like his thing was wrong. It was vague, but it was about the Vice Admiral specifically.
The way I heard it, you were saying that it was not the Vice Admiral.
That's how I took it. But it's crap. It's not trade system. It's trade. Now my mind can't remember the actual one.
Trade.
Is it just trade
route?
allocation?
Trade route?
Yeah, trade route.
My whole thing is you said her role, in correction to David, was that her role was right. And that's why I was trying to... It was too wordy, but I was trying to point out that the Vice Admiral, like something with him, was wrong. But...
Okay, I mean, I'll give it to y'all as a council to give him a point or not.
Nah.
I took it as it was a different... It wasn't that Vice Admiral.
We'll give him the point.
No.
Give it to him.
Okay, so I'll take it.
All right, next statement.
Before you answer the real question, it's my end of the break. I have to head out.
Enjoy the rest of your
Always
day,
thank
Kenny.
you. Bye,
Thank you
Kenny.
for calling in.
Have a
Bye,
good one,
Kenny.
guys.
All right. When the ruse aboard the Vermilion is revealed, Beckett takes the coaxium and leaves with Chewie. A fight ensues with Kira, Han, and Dryden. Dryden fights with Cuso Petters, Han with his DL-44, and Kira with a Vibro Cutlass. She joins the fight by turning on Han. She then double-crosses Dryden, eventually stabbing him with the Vibro Cutlass. And Hayden.
Real fans would know that it was not above the. It was not. The fight was not aboard the Vermilion.
That is correct.
It was aboard the First Light.
Although Kira's flagship for Crimson Dawn is Vermilion.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
David.
Real fans would know Dryden does not get stabbed with the Vibro Cutlass.
That is correct. He is stabbed with his own petar inside the Vibro Cutlass.
That was a badass move, too. Yeah.
Let's see here. That's it for this one. Okay. Choco's next one.
Han thought he won Lando's ship, the Millennium Falcon, by going all in on a game of sabacc. Han played straight staves. As he began to scoop up his winnings, Lando showed the best possible hand in the game, a full sabacc.
Hayden.
Real fans would know the hand he won with was not straight staves.
He didn't win, but no, it was straight staves.
Oh.
Cal?
Real fans would know it was the Idiot's Array. Not full sabacc.
That is incorrect. Lando won with a full sabacc. But you're close.
Yeah, I see it now. Liliana?
Real fans would know it's not. No, wait, no, never mind. You know what? Real fans would know Han didn't go all in. I don't know.
He did go all in with
All in.
all of his stuff.
David?
Real fans would know that's not the hand that Han had.
No, that was already said. And
Okay.
yeah, Han had straight staves. Cal.
Real fans would know that a full sabacc is not the best hand in the game. It's the
That's
Idiot's
it.
Array. That's what it was.
Oh my
No.
gosh, I was gonna say that. And
Yep.
I
You said
talked
it
myself
backwards.
out of it.
What is it then? I didn't hear the last part.
So,
Idiot's
the Idiot's Array is the best hand in the game, not a full sabacc.
Oh, okay.
I talked myself out of the answer.
All right. Next statement. We have Hayden with 5, Cal with 3, David with 3. Here we go. When Han returns with the coaxium to Enfys Nest, she asks, "Do you know what that really is?" Han responds, "About 50 million credits worth of refined coaxium." Enfys Nest responds, "No. It's a hope that brings life to something new." Han asks, "Yeah? What?" Enfys answers, "A rebellion." Hayden.
Real fans would know that it's not worth 50 million credits.
That is correct again.
Is it 60?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, I was going to say just vague enough to get it right, but then you also knew it spot on, so.
What else?
Schooled.
Cal?
Real fans would know that the exact quote for Han's response isn't, "Yeah, what?"
That is incorrect. He says that.
Yeah.
37. What is that?
David?
Real fans would know Enfys Nest doesn't answer a rebellion.
She does. This is very pedantic.
I'm not good with quotes, so.
Hayden.
I really want to watch this movie again.
Real fans would know that Enfys Nest's first response to Han is not that exact verbiage. There's one word that's wrong.
Are you talking about, do you know what that really is?
No, the second one.
Say
It's
your
the hope that
statement
brings
again?
life to something new. Like that statement, no, it's the hope that brings life to something new. One word is off.
You
So
have to give that to me.
rephrase that as your answer.
Okay. Real fans would know that Enfys Nest doesn't say it's the hope that brings life to something new.
That is correct.
What is it?
Blood. It's the blood
There we go.
that brings life to something new.
I knew the hope sounded off there.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping more people would guess that.
I struggle with exact quotes because I don't know how to phrase
Yeah.
things properly for it to sound right.
Yeah, usually you just default to they don't say that. Okay, Choco's next statement.
Let go of the bad man's face, Lando says to L3 as she grabs the guy who asked, "Where's your off button?" She had been causing a scene by complaining about the treatment of droids being forced to fight each other and pleading with them to exercise some free will. Hayden was up first.
Real fans would know that Lando doesn't say let go of the bad man's face. He says let go of the mean man's face.
That's correct. That is one of them. And there's one more. Cal.
Real fans would know he doesn't ask, "Where's your off button?"
That's correct.
Yep.
Because he says, like, "I'll hit your off button," and then she says,
says,
"Good luck
"Where's-
finding it."
Yeah.
Where's
He
your off
says,
switch?
"I'll hit your off switch."
Yeah, that too.
I'll flip
Yeah.
your off switch, yeah.
All right, Cal.
And that's it.
Hayden in the lead with 8, with 2 more statements left. So, let's make this interesting. The next 2 statements are worth 5 points.
Whoa.
Spicy.
To everyone except Hayden.
No. Let them slay.
I mean, if she gets it right, then she still continues to slay.
Yeah.
So,
I actually had that happen in the last tournament I was part of.
all right. So, worth 5 points. When the crew encounters a Suma Verminoth on approach to the Maw, Han jettisons cargo to attract the Suma Verminoth into the Maw, trapping it in its gravitational pull. The Millennium Falcon also gets stuck, but L3 finds a way out telling Lando. Lando tells Han, 60 degrees to the left-ish. In order to escape the Maw, they inject a drop of raw coaxium into the fuel line. Hayden was probably first.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Real fans would know it's not 60 degrees, it's 90 degrees.
That is correct. Is that 5 points? Or 1? Let's make it 1 for now. Let's
Okay.
do 9. Cal.
Real fans would know that Han jettisons the escape pod at the front of the Millennium Falcon.
That is a tie with Hayden
Oh, damn.
with that 5-pointer. Okay, Hayden.
Okay. Real fans would know that they don't inject it into the fuel line.
That is correct.
Is it the fusion reactor? Yeah.
So using only her 1-point slayage, it's a 1-point lead from Cal's 5-point climb.
I don't feel good about that either. Don't make it 5, make it 1. That feels dirty.
No, this next statement is worth 7 points for David, 1 point for Cal, and 10 points for Eliana.
Should we just make that for all the beans rather than random point totals? It's just for all the beans.
For all the beans, then. Well, no, because is there multiple incorrections in this statement?
There is multiple.
Oh.
Okay, so we'll just
I
go
believe-
with
I believe
if
there's 2.
you get something right in this statement, you will have caught up with Hayden. How about that?
No, jeez.
And then Hayden has to get at least one of them to kind of push herself over.
I mean, they're going to.
Hey, Cal. All right,
I'm not
Choco.
concerned for Hayden.
Last statement.
In order to make it to Savarine with the coaxium, they needed a faster hyperspace route. L3 had the best navigational database in the galaxy, but she was dead. Their only hope was removing her navigational core in order to download her brain into the Falcon's navicomputer. Upon hearing theoretically possible, Han said the iconic Star Wars line, "I have a bad feeling about this."
It was Hayden, Cal, and then David. Hayden?
Real fans would know that Han does not say, I have a bad feeling about this.
That is correct.
You
What
want to
does he
know
say?
why? Because I have a hoodie with the line on it.
I hate that
Literally
I'm
on the back
dyslexic.
of my
That's
on the
one,
back of my chair.
That's 1 point to Hayden. And then Cal has the next guess.
Real fans would know that it wasn't to download her brain into the Falcon's navicomputer.
That is incorrect.
That it would be upload instead of download.
It would be upload though. It would.
It would be, but that's not what they said.
David was the next one.
All right. I have no idea now, but I'm just gonna say real fans would know the word wasn't theoretically.
The word was theoretically, yes.
Cal with the reattempt.
Real fans would know she wasn't fully dead. L3.
That's not what I'm looking for. If I feel like it's splitting hairs, I mean, are George really alive? I don't know. I gotta say it's incorrect.
Get in the
I'm
chat.
Hayden.
Okay. Real fans would know that they didn't need a faster hyperspace route.
They did say they needed a faster hyperspace route. You would think it would be a shorter, but they said faster.
Well, what I mean by that is that they don't have like a hyperspace route, but they have to physically go out of the cyclonic cluster. And the whole reason they go into the cluster is because the gateway that they made is too long. That's what I mean.
Yeah. No, I get that. It's not what we're looking for. I'm using their in-universe. What they were thinking, not. Yeah.
Cal, your last one.
Real fans would know it wasn't the navigational core that was removed from L3.
That is correct. It was her neural core.
Ooh. Cal
I
ties
thought
it up.
that'd be easier to get because why would her navigational core have her brain? I don't know.
All right. So, it is currently a tie between Hayden and Cal.
No, it's not a tie. That's not a tie. That was a gimme.
Well, we made things interesting. So, let me really quickly pull up my Bible.
Can I just concede?
No, I want to. Let's make this interesting. We have one final trivia question. We'll say that. Okay.
Is it a tiebreaker?
It is. This is for the beans.
What kind of beans? Black beans? Pinto,
Pinto?
beans?
Pinto beans.
Fava.
Kidney?
Garbanzo beans? Do legumes count? Do I get a nice Chiantius with it?
Okay. After losing the job on Vandor, the coaxium cargo, how many keys of coaxium do they say they owe Crimson Dawn? Go for it, Cal.
1,000?
Incorrect. Hayden?
Is it 10,000?
Incorrect. Xanatos?
I don't know why I was going to say a low number. I was going to say 50.
Incorrect. Hayden?
100?
That is correct. Hayden wins the solo edition tiebreaker as the Force
Valiantly
wills it.
done.
All is as the Force
That's what I'm
wills it.
saying. We didn't even need it. The Force already.
Maybe I just
No.
wanted to ask a trivia question. I'm just kidding.
I will say, I do prefer ones that aren't visibly on screen because I'm a very slow reader. So it's an advantage some people can have by being able to read very quickly. But
I get it.
That's true.
All right. So who here has time for phallic Pictionary?
Dude, I always.
I do. So let me grab
Yeah.
my other tablet.
Uh-oh.
I
Tablet's coming up.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I think we
it's
played
your
last
heart.
time I was on.
You know you want to play again. You know it to be true.
it's up to you.
Go ahead. Count me in. If I do need to hop off, I will.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just set up the Choco Vamp.
That was quite an epic win. We need to have
Another round of applause for Hayden on that one.
yes.
Thank you.
Although I do feel like we should have all of the amazing people of the Kessel Run Relay, and
Oh, don't pit me against the besties. Oh no.
and make one about the Star Wars comics. Whether we want to use multiple lines or just bounty hunters. I think that would
pretty
be
spicy.
interesting.
I'm here for that.
I mean,
Oh.
I think I've probably reread
Marianne,
Bounty
join
Hunters
us.
more than anybody else in the world, I think. I can't lie there.
That's,
Sending links to everybody, including the chat, if you want to join in on this game of Pictionary.
Also, don't forget to give the stream a like.
yeah. Deploy the likes.
We need to have that scene where Krennic says deploy the garrison, but cut it with him somehow saying the word likes.
Are we blind? Deploy the likes.
Yeah, make that happen.
Oh. Is that where it is?
That'd be pretty cool.
Now, I recently played a game where what you had to do, it was all based on the categories, and then there was like a wheel that had a bunch of letters of the alphabet, minus Q and U and V, I think. And so you would pick a category, and every time you would say something with that letter, you would take that letter off the board, and it would go around, and if you took more than 10 seconds, then you would be out. And it goes until there's no letters left, and then the people still in can reset and go again without saying anything that they've said in the previous round. And I think that might be a fun thing to do around Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. Well, we can start the game. You'll be able to join in while we're playing. If you want to. Let me check if someone's in the waiting room. No? Okay. Marianne, just play. Or if you want to call in, you can call in. But let's start our Pictionary. I'm gonna try this from memory.
Oh! That's out of pocket.
But everybody go get it right now.
Okay. But yeah, that's what got it. That's what got it for me.
That's foul.
I'm not glad I don't have the foggiest. Oh,
He is fine. It is
That
a
did
Bucky
not
Barnes
look like-
situation. He is fine.
No.
the fact that there weren't eyes behind it made me think of it as like a full closed helmet.
Yeah, I thought of that last minute.
And I didn't think of the rip as them being dead. I thought of it as like, I don't know.
I thought it was
Excuses.
the boss in Jedi Survivor.
I'm sorry that I'm
I
drawing
am
this as a
not
stick
the
figure. It
technician?
deserves a lot more.
Yeah.
We need more than that.
God, this is terrible. Okay.
That unfortunately is very bad. I mean, no offense by it. I took a wild guess based on the other characters.
That's how. Jesus, yeah. It's
I get it.
horrible. It's horrible.
Honestly, it was
played
the other
Survivor,
character that
man.
got it for me.
Jesus. Yeah, it's a wash. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is the best I could do.
Oh,
Wow.
Only got it off of the murder droids.
Oh my god. That's embarrassing for me.
Oh, that was supposed to be BT?
That was BT. It was an astromech with a giant cannon.
I thought that was a turret.
I thought it was a
Droid.
Banana.
That is quite the phallus.
Boom.
Oh, he's so happy. He's such a happy
Well,
boy.
I just like to live. That's. Is that a?
This is very terrible, but some people got it, so I'm happy about it.
Oh, okay.
Damn. I'm coming for Element's crown.
But
Oh, snap.
I'm not gonna lie, that's
Why
the
mine?
best I got.
Choco and Cal are ahead of me.
Zeb.
If that's Zeb, I'm offended.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm just taking wild guesses at this. My
I had Nexu or Corday, and I'm like, I don't know how I would draw Corday, so.
No, mine are gonna suck. It's fine. I'm dreading that.
Oh.
Oh,
What?
I am so confused.
I'm really confused now.
I'm lost.
oh, look.
Words confuse me. I know pictures and shapes.
Do I even like Star Wars?
No idea.
I'm just happy to
Okay,
be on the
I
board.
get it. I
Oh.
That was
Damn.
Oh.
That was good. Emperor with
that
a
was
Glock.
confusing for me. I was thinking Luke.
No, okay.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, what? What planet? It almost wanted to disconnect me because I had nothing to guess for there.
I figured out the word aunt. That's the guy from Categories.
Hold on.
That is a solid L, by the way, by hand.
Not Lobot. Put some respect on his name.
That's why the writing of words gets me really confused.
What?
I'm just thinking I'm the pilot now.
Look at me. Look at me.
Oh no, it's not enough time. Message.
Any amount of like detail to the face would have really gone a long way for that one.
I couldn't like. Hold on. Yeah, no, I couldn't think of goggles.
Like the goggles, the ponytail, the facial hair, but just stoic bald man. I'm like, huh?
Oh,
My other choice was Soriasu. I was like, I can't draw that.
You can. Obi-Wan's got a pretty iconic stance.
Yeah, you just do like the Obi-Wan and write a big number 3.
okay.
Oh.
Who's that?
Oh, how do I spell that?
I mean, oh, okay.
Oh.
I was like,
I gotta take a picture of that. That's hilarious.
Huh?
Gotta say, my artist is really on point.
It's not.
That-
Oh, wait, what?
what is the arrow pointing to? It looks like a sea snake with how it's like.
Light whip. I was doing lightsaber whip, saber whip, everything but just light whip.
That's understandable.
Word ones, man. I get my brain.
Understandable.
But I was mad because
also...
I was like, that is Vernestra Row. Why is it not saying?
Yeah, I was doing Vernestra Row for so long too.
What is it, boots? I would like them.
I don't know how to spell that.
Oh my gosh, that is Jesus. I forgot we had that in there.
I don't know how to
I
spell
typed
that.
boots
I don't know how to spell that. I knew what it was, but I can't spell.
I saw that as an option. It just.
I tried like 30 different variations of how to spell Chanel. I'm too uncultured, I guess.
Contrary to popular belief, this is not a muffin.
Oh.
I'm just thinking of the song Muffin Top from 30 Rock. Oh.
Wait, what? Oh.
Muffin top from Seinfeld.
Top of the muffin for you.
How am I not getting this?
God, I'm doing
really
so
mad.
terribly. Did you add a bunch of new prompts?
No.
A while ago,
I feel like
we
there's
added
so
a
many that
ton of
are
new ones,
words.
Oh,
I feel like we get more
you could
go
repeats
after
than
the
we-
Pride
there.
That's a good drawing, though. Who drew that?
What were you initially thinking for that, Hayden?
I thought Han, and then I thought, well, because I saw the chair and I thought it was Palpatine. Like the Emperor. Little spinny chair.
Oh shit.
But only Bo-Katan can sit like that.
So true.
All right,
That
so he's
looks
like,
like
a
Johnny
newsie.
Appleseed.
Newspapers for sale.
Jason Sandula.
Oh.
Oh, wait!
Oh,
What's going on? Huh? Someone with a hat.
What's the
Yep.
It wasn't until they put motion behind BB-8 that I got it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was trying
Oh.
to think of everybody in that
It's the
scene.
hat.
It was BB-8 for me.
hmm
I knew it. It always starts phallic, I swear to God.
oh!
Why does Brandon always get this one? Why does he always get this one?
Oh, wait. There we go. Okay.
Why am I not getting this?
Oh, what are they called?
Oh,
There you go, Pep. I was like, I know you know this.
R.I.P. Tasu Leech.
I did. When someone said that's what are they called, I was like, oh, that's what they're called.
Oh, geez. I
Glad to
guess I
be of
guess this one.
service.
Thank you. I was gonna type that too.
Oh. There we go.
Yes.
Super close to Choco.
Gotta think of the other one.
Is he taking a selfie?
Yeah. Duh. Hold on, now I need to add like
Add like the bunny ears of the dog filter.
I was trying to think of what does a melon fruit look like? I could draw on the back of it like it's an iPhone, but
Oh.
Is it my turn?
It's Marianne's turn. Jeez, just give us all of it.
oh,
What?
What?
Oh, wait.
Am I spelling it wrong?
Okay.
I was spelling it wrong.
Yep, so was I.
I thought.
As
what-
soon as I saw the CO and then green, I knew it, and I just
Yeah.
couldn't type it. Jedi Master Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins.
So Jedi dinosaur.
I didn't know there was an E.
Why were we
That's-
up here? needs
that's
to get
exactly
the
how I
Iowa
misspelled it, too, was without an
Figure
E.
these out.
I spelled
And
it
then I
with
had
an
to sit
E,
there and-
except it was Coleman. The E was in between the M and the N.
Coleman.
Oh god, it's too small.
Well, that's what she said.
Was Spirited Away?
Mild concern.
That's Plankton, for sure.
Oh.
What? Oh,
What?
yeah.
Wait, what?
What in the world?
I'm trying to think of something else. I can't.
He's so cute. Look at him. Oh Jesus! He's.
It's just gonna get worse if I keep going.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
come on.
No.
Wow.
I tried to put the lightning. That's all I could think of.
I would have done the dual sabers.
Yeah, but that's because you play.
Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell is that?
Oh, it's the.
I'm a genie in a bottle, baby.
Snail.
Wait.
Oh my God.
What the hell?
I legitimately am. I got nothing.
The freaking worm from Boba Fett.
Point to fruit. Eye or eggs?
No.
What?
Oh.
I don't know what it's called.
Can you do the hint?
I'll give you a hint. It's from Solo. It's in Solo.
Oh.
What?
I'm currently having trouble with this. Sumo Vermina.
Solo. It's hard to draw.
I'm intrigued now.
My only memory of Solo is having to explain that yes, Darth Maul was alive.
Phantom Menace. What?
What was it?
Colo clawfish.
Yes, that's what it was. I couldn't think of it. Think of it. That's what I typed in the Sando Aqua Monster, and I was like, no, it's not that. It's the other one. Oh.
And then in Solo, they mentioned Colo clawfish eggs.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
So we see the fish in Phantom Menace. So when you said it's from Solo, it took me the opposite direction.
I know, yeah. I must have. Or I meant like the little bowl was from Solo.
Yeah.
Look at the hint.
Oh.
Species.
I'm trying. I'm not a good artist.
Oh, we got it right. A Zabrak.
I'm just really mad I didn't get Colo Clawfish.
Oh, Jesus.
I feel like that's something I knew like 20 years ago, but it hasn't been a thought in my head.
No, my mind was like Gooberfish, Sando Aqua Monster, the third one.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yes.
What?
What?
Okay. Pep just making himself laugh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was confused because you didn't.
There was
draw
so
it.
much around it
Yeah.
that like I was waiting.
No, he didn't draw it.
He did off to the right, but it was kind of funny.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I was saying it's funny. He made himself laugh. He's like, that's it. Oh, well done.
Well, an interesting game of Real Fans, interesting game of Pictionary. We hope that everybody had a good time. Thank you to Ilyana, Xanatos, Hayden, and Cal for being on Dyad in the Force. Let's start
thanks for sticking around.
with Cal. Let the good people know where they can follow you.
The good people can follow me pretty much on every platform for video creation stuff at Cal4. I'm going to be going live actually shortly after this on Twitch for Overwatch because they have drops there going on right now. So if you're a fan, if you play Overwatch at all, jump there. Get some free in-game stuff. Cool times. But yeah, that's where I am. It's pretty much everywhere on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, all that.
And Hayden?
Yeah, so you can find me on TikTok at taika.ytd. That is subject to change. Twitter and Instagram at MCUYTD. And you can listen to me, mostly because we're on a break right now, at Kessel Run Relay, available on all major podcatchers. Although I mostly use Spotify when tracking our listeners, so that it's kind of like our preferred one. But yeah, I have a podcast with two of my besties, and we talk about books, comics. We're doing our chronological rewatch right now. We did an Andor recap as the series was coming out. So if you wanted to rewatch Andor for your consideration, we do have every single episode cataloged on our backlog. But yeah, unfortunately we are in a break right now because we are pretty busy. But yeah, you can find us there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on short notice. I did cash in the one that you owed from last time. Dave?
I am Xanatos1138 on pretty much all social media, mostly TikTok, Twitter, sometimes Twitch, but nobody really watches me there, so I don't go on much.
You gotta keep going, man. Also, let us know when you go live.
Heck yeah.
All right, we'll do.
Feel free to spam on my Discord for that too.
Eliana?
Yeah, I'm L'chaim, y'all, on TikTok. It's a lot about politics and of Star Wars over there. We're trying to see how many ways I can allude to war crime without saying war crime to talk about Chopper right now. And that'll be under L'chaim, y'all.
Nice. I mean, just in general, war criminal.
He's a war enthusiast.
We say a lot of breaking of the Geneva Conventions or violating the Geneva Convention.
Yeah. And Choco, what did we learn today?
We learned that Sando aqua monsters are not the same as Cola clawfish, and it makes me sad.
Oh.
We also learned don't ever face Hayden in anything solo related because we have to change the rules of the game in order to give anyone else a fair chance.
Boom.
This is true. But thank you everyone
Can't deny it.
Coming on Dyad. Next week is Real Fans Would Know Rogue One. Ooh. And we might have M come on to score 15 points as well.
Let's go.
Kessel Run Relay takeover.
Shout out to...
I promise never to draw Afra again.
That was...
Thank you.
That was rough.
Unfortunate.
That was really rough.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, Legacy, Naboo, Marianne, and everybody else. Kenny as well. Hope you're having a wonderful work day. But yeah, also to announce Monday at 4:30 p.m. will be Sawyer's Takeover episode for Pride Month, a Galaxy of Pride. So tune in Monday at 4:30 Pacific to catch her and all of her guests. And that will have to do it. That is it. On to the next one.
For Light and for Life.
We are all the Dyad.
May the Force be with y'all. Peace.